Now we live. Let's get it right. Uh, so we're having our grown folks talk tonight. I got quite a few questions. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get right into some. One of them is if a woman isn't getting pleased, why is it so hard to tell her man? And when they do, the man get offended. Meaning the woman is not getting pleased. She's not happy with what's happening sexually. You know what I mean? And she want to tell her man, but when she go tell a man, he getting his feelings, he getting his body, you know what I mean? Instead of humbling himself and listening and thinking that maybe she is grown and she need new things, maybe she is elevated sexually while you still doing the same, two-step. She ready to do the 3 and 4 step, you know what I mean? And so we can't sit here and really get into being in our feelings if our woman say, hey, I wish we'll try something new or a new position. You keep hitting the same spot. You boring. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just tell her, straight up, you boring. You know what I mean? You keep hitting the same spot. Why you don't go from the left to back to side? Let me ride. You know what I mean? There's a whole lot of things that she'll like to do. But you have to communicate. It all starts with communication. You know what I'm saying? So if your woman is telling you that she's not happy or satisfied, you know what I mean, at the moment, because obviously she wasn't one time, that's how you got in a relationship to get where you at now. You know what I mean? But she's not satisfied now at the moment. You know what I mean? And she lets you know you can't get in your body. That's where you do a little communicating and you try and step your game up. Because if you don't, she gonna go outside and find it somewhere else. Because one thing a woman know how to do, and that's get satisfied, get attention, and everything else that comes with attracting the opposite sex. So if you're not gonna give it to her and you're not gonna communicate with her, you understand what I'm saying? She's gonna go find someone who will and who can. You know what I mean? And you don't want that. You know what I mean? Because when the wrong unique cat get up under that, it ain't coming back, dog. You know what I mean? Then you're gonna be calling your homie, talking crazy. Yo, this nigga took my girl. We gotta go see him. Let's roll on the nigga. You know what I mean? And that, but damn, instead of the homie saying, well, how he get to take it, dog? I thought you were doing your thing. You know what I mean? And he'd be like, well, she was always saying something. I wasn't listening to her. You know what I mean? Well, maybe you should have been listening to her. Because that's what the problem is that men have. You know what I mean? A lot of women too. But, men have this problem more because men don't listen. You know what I mean? You have to listen to the woman. You know what I mean? Even when she's not saying nothing, she's saying something. You know what I mean? And you have to know how to read those. You know what I mean? The same way like you in bed sexually, you're doing what you do. You know what I mean? You touch this spot, touch that spot, hit that spot, and she go, You know what I mean? You're like, okay, so I know how to make that 3-step note. You know what I mean? So you remember that and you put that into fruition. You know what I mean? And that's the same way when you see certain things, you know what I mean? They're going to speak loud and clear, but you have to be willing to listen. You know what I mean? And by listening is just by paying attention. Because all you got to do is paying attention because, a woman is going to tell you and show you exactly what she wants. And I mean, that's where it's at. So if she's telling you that she's not happy, dog, listen to her, ask her why, talk to her, and try to figure out what's going on and try to make sure things right, and don't go saying that she say, oh, well, I want you to do X, Y, Z. Don't say, ew, that's nasty. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't do that. You know what I mean? You got to at least be able to, communicate with her and let her know, that you're going to try and work with her. And whatever y'all come up with, and that's that. But, that's where we at with that. You know what I mean? That was one of the questions that came in, All right, Angel Dickinson, that's what's up. All right. Sitting there, chilling, so that's where we at. Okay, so, now another question came in. a young lady was asking me, was saying like, you know, what's so hard for a dude to do to allow her to be in control sexually? You know what I mean? Meaning she wants to be in control. She wants to dominate him in a loving, sexual way. You know what I mean? A loving, sexual way. You know what I mean? So now she tell him, y'all, I want to be the freak. I want to ride you. I want to flip you, whip you. You know what I mean? And tie you up and do everything that that you did to me. You know, but with my tongue. You know what I mean? Go in on the whole motion. But just so we know where we at. You know what I mean? But she's willing to take control and take over sexually. We have to be willing to listen. You know what I mean? And if we don't listen to what they're saying, there's no way in hell we'll be able to hear anything. You know what I mean? So we have to pay attention. And if we don't pay attention, you know what I mean? Then we're gonna lose out. Because then, like I say, she's gonna go somewhere else to find someone else that need to know what time it is to ask him what time it is. You know what I mean? And if he gonna give her what she asking for, dog, you in trouble. You know? And you know, another female asked me, you know, I mean, I can't really answer this one, but you know, I'm gonna say it. You know, she wanted to know why aren't men eating their women out, but want their joints up.
True.
You know what I mean? Come on, dog. You know, I mean, young lady that sent this in, I read this because I respect all questions is asked. But, you know, you have to let a person be comfortable and ready to do what he or she want to do. You can't force it. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. You know what I mean? In relationships, friendships, sexual friendships, or whatever. You know what I mean? People want to dictate and force how they want certain things done. You know what I mean? And how they want to move. You see what I'm saying? And just like a puzzle, you know what I mean? It come with 1,000 pieces, 5,000 pieces. It don't matter, but each piece fits perfectly, and that's how you and your mate is supposed to fit. You know what I mean? And you have to give your mate time to catch up to that fitting. You don't just grab a piece and put it together in a $5,000 5,000 piece puzzle and find the right spot by just grabbing it. It's the same way you're not gonna just grab a woman off the street and say, "Yeah, this is me." You know what I mean? Nah, dog. You know, we ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? You know, it's crazy. You know, but I don't know what to say, man. You know, that's where it's at. You know, so then you know why do dudes, you know what I mean, want to get a nut, you know what I mean, instead of pleasing a woman first? That was another one. You know what I mean? Pleasing makes it more like the man than a quick one. Okay. Now, I could just answer from my perspective, you know. Me, myself, I want to make sure that my woman is satisfied, you know, before I even think about getting mine. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know what I mean? So in other words, I'm not gonna let myself go in the heat of passion, you know what I mean, and then just release and say, "Oh, I'm done." You know what I mean? I'm gonna take my time, you know what I mean, and I'm gonna enjoy my woman. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna let her enjoy me. You understand what I'm saying? So
Cole said that's right.
I'm not gonna sit there and just dive in and say, "Oh man, let me hit this, let me hit that." You know what I mean? You know, like I done lost my mind. You know what I mean? Because how is that fun for either one? If that's what I wanted, I could have just did like I did for 26 years and masturbated. You know what I mean? So if that's what the result, I definitely don't need her in my life anyway. You know? So I'm gonna make sure I take my time and make sure she's fully satisfied. And that's what I'm gonna suggest to the gentleman watching this. Make sure your woman is satisfied, dog. That's the most important thing. You know what I mean? Once she's satisfied, you better believe you're gonna get a hell of a satisfaction, guaranteed. You know what I mean? So just take your time, dog, and don't rush nothing because it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, you know, we're gonna do what we do, man. Now, I had someone send me a joint say, how do you approach someone when you're in a Zoom meeting and they're in their underwear without being rude? So I guess the homie in a group meeting with a whole bunch of people, bunch of females. You know what I mean? It's like him and another dude or something like that. Whatever. But it's about maybe 30 females to two of them. So, when they had the Zoom meetings with their class because they're in school, the girls is coming on the joint with their panties on. You understand what I'm saying? And they little bras, little joints looking scrumptious. You know what I mean? Like a ripe grapefruit. You know what I mean? The right size and a little tart. You know what I mean? But they're good for the sucking. But anyway, get back to where I'm at. So now homie saying that they coming on there and they got their little panties on and things like that. I'm telling them, dog, that's a blessing, nigga. Enjoy the show and shut the fuck up. I mean, what more could I tell you? You know what I mean? Now, what would you want to say to her about her bra and panties? Hey, would you like to put some clothes on? Come on, dog. If that's the case, you don't need to be in school. You need to be in a hospital somewhere getting psychiatrists to evaluate you. You got girls coming on your joint wearing underwears and sitting up chilling, having fun, and you sitting here complaining. That makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? Stop it, dude. Okay? Let's stop that. You know what I mean? Now, another question was, when in a situation with a lot of women and more than one of them like you, what's the right way to hold it down without being rude when you know they both want you? Just be honest, dog. They say, shorty, I don't think you can screw me good enough, but I think baby girl here the one for me. You know what I mean? I mean, it ain't gonna hurt nothing, dog. Just be honest. You can tell it just like that. You know what I mean? And I know Miss T gonna start the hating and all that, but dude, ain't nothing wrong with that. And ladies, if you think about this tomorrow, you know what I'm saying tonight is right. If a dude told you, you know what I mean, no disrespect, but I'm feeling your friend. You know what I mean? You know you're not gonna get offended. You know what I mean? But don't sit here and play the game like you're trying to hold on to the two of them and you're playing these little silly ass games because it adds up to nothing, my dude. You know what I mean? Nothing. So, just be straight and direct, man. Just like anything else. You know what I mean? So you're not being rude or none of that. You know what I mean? So don't even feel like, you anywhere near it. You know what I mean? So, another one was, how do you know when you're making a mistake in a relationship? You know you making a mistake in a relationship or friendship or anything else when you're about to do something that your dumb ass know that you don't want done to your goddamn self. That's how you know you're making a mistake in a relationship. If you about to make a dumbass move and you know you ain't got no business making that move, and you don't want your woman making those moves, or ladies, your men making those moves, you know what I mean? You already know what time it is. It's not the right move, dog. You know what I mean? I can't say no more simple than that, and we ain't got to go on and on. You know what I mean? Now, someone else, the same person asks, how you be a supportive partner in a relationship? Being a supportive partner, like I said earlier, just shut the F up and listen, man. Just listen to your partner. You know what I mean? When they're not talking, listen. When they're talking, shut up and listen. And they don't always want a response every time. You know what I mean? A lot of times they just kicking it to kick it because they just want to vent to get it off. So you can't get mad when they do that. You know what I mean? So, that's how you be a supportive partner. And the other one was pleasing your partner sexually, do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. Do's is do whatever they want within reason. Don'ts, you know what I mean? Don't never say never. You know what I mean? That's my answer for the don'ts. Never say never. And that's how you please your partner sexually. So don't say I didn't tell you. All right. So now, then another one was she felt that this generation being way too comfortable with prostituting themselves for love, money, and fame. Meaning meaning they're saying that people won't want the same thing, man. You know what I mean? Everybody, just want to go to the top and they don't care how they get there. That's what I'm getting from that. You know what I mean? They just trying to get to the top, so they're going to do what they got to do. And it is what it is. So that means, being with a nigga that they don't like, being with a dude that they think is ugly, you know what I mean? Just because, he got the bag, you know, it's called survival. You know what I mean? And it's how much you decide if you want to be survived or not. You know what I mean? Or where you want to be with that, you know? So, that's where we at, man. So we ain't got to be here all day, but that's where we at with the joint. I hit y'all off with the questions. Grown folks talk, try to keep it respectable and classy, you know? But, that's what we do, man. But like I said, dude, you know, listen to them. And that's what it's all about. You have to listen to them. As long as you listen to them, her body's going to tell you what she needs, and you give it to her. And then you got a real relationship, a healthy relationship. And know that Unique told you that, you know. Bling my baby, what up, Pittsburgh? Okay. I see what's going on. I'm about to sign out. I just checked in, wanted to let everybody know that I appreciate y'all. I just want to give y'all a little jewels for the week, man. I don't want to be up here too long because only a few people can really understand this, and those are the ones I'm trying to get. If I get one of y'all to really get this, we good. All right. So I'm about to tune out and know that I enjoyed spending time with you.